right, we are back, and today we have Miss Kelsey Elmore with us. Kelsey is 2-0 MMA from Brandenburg, Kentucky, and making her kickboxing debut here this Saturday night against Keely Fischbach. So, Kelsey, welcome, and it's good to have you.
Thank you.
So, yeah, you took this fight on a short notice. I believe you said it was you're wanting to work on your striking a little more, so that was probably why.
Yep.
So
pretty much in my next, I'm wanting to fight my next MMA fight in July, but it just feels too far away.
Yeah.
So I've been really antsy. Yeah.
So, Kelsey, I'm always really interested to see how people got started on this weird path that is combat sports. So, how did you get here?
So like my early 20s, I actually trained at Derby City for just a little bit, and it was mainly just for exercise. So I did some like Muay Thai, and I never checked out the jiu-jitsu there because their classes were always really big and kind of overwhelming, you know. So but I did some boxing and like Muay Thai for a little while just for exercise. And then I had 2 kids then. Fast forward 2 kids later, I took a break for a while because I had the rest of my children and stuff. And almost 2 summers ago, actually, I put my oldest 2 in jiu-jitsu. They had something pop up in Corden, which was pretty close to us. So I put them in it, and then they ended up asking if I wanted to stay over and do it. So I did. And then jiu-jitsu's been like my number one passion pretty much since then. I was hooked like the first class. So and then it's just kind of escalated from there pretty quickly, actually.
So I guess you primarily see yourself as a grappler, even though you kind of started with kickboxing and boxing. What made you decide to take a kickboxing match?
Well, I've had my 2 MMA fights, and I've won both of them pretty quickly and with very little striking. I mean, I had like some ground and pound the first fight, but I think I got hit like maybe one time, and that was it. So before I took my 3rd fight, I wanted just to, have the feel for some actual striking and stuff before my next one, because I'd like to go pro eventually, and I don't want to go pro with just having done jiu-jitsu mainly inside of there. So, because I know there's a big level difference, between AMI and pro, especially with striking and everything. So I have a good plan A, but I want a solid plan B also.
That's definitely a good idea. I think so. MMA was something I wanted to do when I was younger, but wasn't really an option where I was at. So I probably had over 20 boxing matches before I ever stepped in the cage for the first time. So I was comfortable standing. I was definitely more comfortable. It shows because I shot for a takedown pretty quick my first fight, but I was definitely I was a little comfortable standing. The 20 boxing matches I had before doing that definitely helped. And I think doing some kickboxing, boxing will definitely make you more comfortable when you get to those fights where you shoot for a takedown and then they stuff it, and you shoot for another one and they stuff it. So you're like, okay, now I got to stand, and you've got that experience,
right?
More so than just sparring. So yeah, this will help for sure.
Yeah.
I know your last opponent, Amanda Morgan. She came from the same area that I was in. I probably lived 10 minutes from her, and then I guess she moved to Alabama. Then I moved to Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we're from the same area. So yeah, I knew about you a while ago because you were fighting her. So
wow, small world.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. I watched that Anna Crutchfield and Kendall Howe, their pro fight after mine and Amanda's fight, and her striking was just so good. I was like, man, I gotta do better.
Yeah.
I gotta up that game before I go any further for sure. So what better way than to just do it?
So when you were doing the Muay Thai training, how long did you do that? Did you do a lot of sparring, or was it more like just like classes, hitting pads and stuff?
No, we did sparring and stuff. We used to have sparring on certain days. I did they had at the time I did primarily boxing, but then they had like Muay Thai, kickboxing, and they had some really good people there. But we have like sparring days. But then I've done our gym I'm at now. We have Muay Thai there, so we have Muay Thai and kickboxing. So I do all of that there as well. So um, I mean, I'm pretty comfortable with it. I just want to, compete with it.
And you talk about going to Chewy's gym for the first time, the jiu-jitsu classes being huge and overwhelming because for people who don't know, that's one of the most popular gyms not only in Kentucky, but Chewy's got a massive following on YouTube now.
Right.
I know when I started this sport, I had really bad anxiety and depression and stuff, and I never imagined that I'd be doing this all the time. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like what did it change for you as far as now you're a fighter? It's years later. Do you feel like you're a lot different than that person who walked into Chewy's gym for the first time?
Oh, absolutely.
So what's changed?
Absolutely. Yeah. Um, Definitely like my confidence levels and not just like in the sport itself, but just in life. Um, I don't know. I guess it's made me really happy. It's helped with, I've had like, anxiety and depression and stuff. So it's helped with that a whole lot, but I feel comfortable going pretty much anywhere now in any gym. I don't ever feel overwhelmed. I love going to gyms, especially like Nogi and just popping in and then beating up all their dudes. It's like the best. I'm like, so, but, no, it's definitely, yeah, it's brought a whole lot to my life as a parent also. I feel like it's a good example for the kids and not just that, just the whole community of martial arts is just such a great community to be in. And Josh, my coach, he's awesome. He's a physical education teacher also, so he's great with kids. So like my kids have a solid foundation at home and in our gym family, as well. So I feel like that's great for them to look up to.
So tell me, what's it like, being a mom of two and balancing that mom life and or mom of four? So that even
Four
more so,
boys.
what's it like the
Oh,
balance of the fighter life and the mom life?
Oh, it's really not that bad. My fiance helps out a lot, but I mean, the gym I go to, like my older two, they're in jujitsu right now, so they go up there. And if they're not like having a class or whatever, they have a really nice daycare up there that has great people, and it's really fun. So they go hang out in there, or just hang out on the side and play their games or something. Um, but I mean, we're busy, that's for sure. They play baseball. Like right now, it's baseball season also, so it's been nonstop. But um, but it's definitely doable, and I feel like I like that I'm able to do it because I know, like, as a mom, it's really easy to get lost in that, that I don't know
hmm
what word I'm looking for, but just in being a mom in general. So I feel like to others, it's nice to look up and be like, oh wow, like she can still do all that, and so I'm not just a mom. I can still be like myself also,
And
and
not only
yeah.
that, your kids get to look at you and see that you're living this awesome life, and as well as being their mom. It's an awesome thing. I really respect it because I know, I've just started. I've got a baby on the way, and I've got my little one. She's my fiance's, but the dad life's just started for me, so I know like it's hard. I've got a fight coming up myself, and like to balance it, it's hard work. I can't imagine. And
Mm-hmm.
I like that it's kind of a family affair for you guys. You've got your kids training. I don't know if you got your fiance training, but you got to get him going too. And then you get
I
the
know,
whole
I'm
crew
trying.
going.
I've had to beat him up a couple of times, but
See, that's why he's got
I
to get in the
figure one of
gym.
these times he's going to come back in. He's
If
going to
he's
have to come
listening,
in.
you got to get in the gym. You can't let her do that to you.
you got to be
I'm
in the
just
gym or the
kidding.
kitchen, right?
But
He
anyway, another thing I wanted to ask you about. You mentioned your coach Josh. Tell us a little bit about your training camp. Tell us where you're training at.
I train out of E Town Beatdown. Um, they've had a lot of fighters over. I mean, since they've been open, Josh has been doing jujitsu and teaching forever. I can't remember exactly what years he's told me, but we've had a really big program.
Friend that used to train. I know he used to train in E Town, and he had a ton of talent. His name was Hassan Hader.
Mhm.
That guy was very good, and I knew there
I
was
know
a
that
lot of
name.
talent around E Town. So when you said you were from there, I figured you had a pretty good camp.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have, I have fantastic instructor. I mean, Josh has been, he's had people like get signed towards the UFC and stuff before. So he's a great instructor. Cliff, he's done kickboxing. He's the kickboxing instructor, and he's done it forever. But he's awesome. And then we just got Greg Wilson in as our Muay Thai coach, and it's been a lot of fun. I love Muay Thai. Muay Thai is probably one of my favorites for sure. I'm just waiting to go pro for the elbows. It's my favorite thing. But he's been awesome. I learned a lot from him as well. So I mean, and then my training partners, I have, all sorts of people in there all the time. And they always take the time out to help me prep for fights and stuff, which stay in extra with me or whatever. So I have a giant system with me, family.
And I know being a female fighter, a lot of times, in like especially these smaller town fighters that we've got, it's hard to find other women to train with. I know that's a big issue. I know you said you like to travel. Is that a big part of it? Like finding other bodies to actually get rounds with?
I don't have any trouble getting rounds at the gym, but I mean, it's just not from women. But no, even when cause I go up to 10th Planet occasionally, I'll train up there and, cause my family's from out there in Bullitt County, but, it's still just mainly dudes. I mean, we have some women that do jujitsu and stuff. Um, but they usually come on the nights that I'm not able to make it because of my kids and stuff. So I don't see them a whole lot. So most of all my fight camps have been all with my male training partners, which I feel like benefits me because I get my ass kicked quite a bit. But then when I actually go out there, I'm like, hey, this is kind of easy now.
Well, that's what they,
You
you
know,
see some of the toughest female fighters and like the ones that have risen to the top. That's what happened. Like Holly Holm, they said she couldn't find people to train with, so she was in there having to kick the asses of all the dudes in the gym.
yeah, yeah. All my pretty much 99% of my training partners are men.
And you've got to be tough because you got to be made of a different kind of stuff than most people. Even as a man or a woman, just to make it in this sport, it's not easy. That's why most people quit.
Hmm.
But I think that's it
So
for me. What do you got,
yeah,
Keith?
yeah, I'm just looking forward to the clash of styles. So I mean, yesterday I spoke to Keely, and I didn't know this about her. She comes from a Tae Kwon Do background, and I don't know what her age was, but she said she was a 4-time world champion in Tae Kwon Do. Um, and then you're from the Muay Thai background. I mean, definite like clash of styles there, just completely
Hmm.
different. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. Um, you're Muay Thai, you're coming in and you're doing damage, beating up the body, and then Taekwondo, moving, spin kicks, jump kicks. I mean, just so different.
Right. Yeah, I have
So
a friend who trains with who trains with Jeremy Black and Bowling Green. So I told her, and of course she's like, "These are the kicks she's going to do." She's big with Taekwondo. She loves Taekwondo, but yeah, she's gave me all the whole rundown. I'm like, I got it.
nice, yeah. Preparing on a very short notice. And I appreciate you stepping up and taking it. And these, like you were saying earlier, Elijah, it's hard to find fights for females. And when we lost Keely's original opponent, I didn't think we would find anybody. And the day, and I had forgot to reach out to you. I meant to, and I had two other people that told me they wanted it, but to give them until I think Tuesday. Yeah, until Tuesday, and then both told me no Tuesday. And then I messaged you and your coach, and you guys like within 10 minutes we had a fight. So
Yeah,
that was awesome. And yeah, I'm like, all right, we got another girl now. I'm like, all right, so I'm thinking of all the other girls we have in that like similar weight bracket. I'm like, all right, and we got like at least 5 or 6 potential future fights between the 4 or 5 of them.
right.
So yeah, you
Yeah,
get a
this
few
is
girls.
up weight from what I've been. Also, I've been
Yeah,
fighting at 125. Well, 130 because my first two opponents we ended up having to catch weight, so like 130.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I think Keely usually fights at 25, and but we had her scheduled at a higher weight, and then
uh,
that got canceled like a week ago. So yeah, yeah. If we had a little more notice, we could have done 25 for sure.
right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would have needed more
So
time for sure. Mhm.
so you talking about you
I
wanting to
like
go
that though. I
pro?
like you
Yeah,
guys are fighting kind of more at your natural weight. You don't have to worry about cutting weight. That's
Yeah,
a
me
huge
too.
factor.
It's a big stressor. I like going down like to get to 125. I feel really comfortable there. But getting there is rough for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, you wouldn't want to do that, taking a fight on what, like a week and a half notice and then
Yeah,
having to, instead of worrying about the styles and the game plan, now you're just cutting weight. So,
right,
yeah. So that definitely wouldn't be a good thing.
right. Yeah, that's one of the first things I asked Josh. I was like, is it 130, 135? Because I don't know if I can push no 125 right now. I was
Yeah.
enjoying the apple pie after my last fight a little too much. So,
Nothing wrong with that.
Well deserved apple pie, though. You're 2-0
Yes.
at MMA,
Hmm.
looking to make it 1-0 in kickboxing. What's the date of this event? Every time I think about it, I'm like, it's like the 14th or the 15th. When
Yeah,
are
May
we doing
18th.
this thing?
May 18th.
May
It's,
18th.
dude, it's not just you, it's me too. I'm
I
messing up a
barely know
lot.
what day of the week it is, man, to be honest with you.
When we were having one event every 3 or 4 months, it was easy to it was easy to keep up with the date, because that was the only date we talked about. And I'm telling you, I'm a mess right now. You know I'm a mess over what I did
We're
yesterday.
both a mess.
Uh, all right, I'm gonna show everybody what I did. I was so tired yesterday. I went over and put something in the microwave. I went to get a drink of my Monster, but instead of getting my Monster, I grabbed sea salt. Didn't even think about it. Just took the lid
He
off,
opened
took a
it
drink
up
of it.
and then drank it.
But
oh my God.
in my defense, they are the same size.
Hey, that's all right. You know how many times I've looked for my kids while holding my kids? They don't say a word. They just
Where they?
love it.
Where's the babies?
Yeah, I've done it too many times.
Just
I'm like, oh
exhausted.
shit, where'd it go? Oh,
I'm
yeah.
matching. So I'm currently matching with 5 or 6 fights. Well, no, I'm done matching May. So May 18th is matched. I'm working on June 29th, July 20th, August 3rd, August 10th, and August 24th. So six was technically six. I'm matching all of those at the same time, and I'm a mess right now. I'm good right now. Like right now, I'm probably the monster, and I slept good last night. But I'm a mess.
I think the longer these interviews go on, we're going to see Keith just slip slowly into insanity. That's what I'm hoping for. By the event, he's going to be gone. We'll have to have him committed.
Yeah, I'll be a mess on fight. Yeah, we get up. We set up on the same day, so I'm up at like 6, going to get the hook up to the trailer on my truck,
I
load
think,
everything up,
honestly, in my
head
opinion,
to the
you're a big
arena.
mean jerk on fight day.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm in a hurry. It never fails. Elijah shows up. Hey, what's up, Keith? And I'm in the middle of 10 things.
Get out of my
Hey,
face. Jesus Christ.
Get out of my face unless you're going to carry some of these totes for me.
Right.
Yeah.
But May 18th, that's the day.
Yep.
We're going to see
May
a hell of a fight.
18th,
I'm really
this
excited
Saturday.
you stepped up.
I'm excited.
6 days away.
I've been asking Josh. I was like, can we fight this place, this date? And he's like, let's wait till July. Because one of the MMA fights, I was looking at the future fighting, and I was like, is that too close together? Like, because I don't want to say yes to July and yes to June and then get hurt in June or something like that possibly, and then have to back out of July, because I hate doing that. I know how much work it takes. Man, and like you said, especially with women, it sucks not to have people. Even especially like even in jiu-jitsu competitions. I mean, most of the times I have like all of our weights always put together because we never have enough people, so we're always just smashed together if we even have anybody. But yeah, it's especially with MMA or kickboxing or whatever, the camp is so strenuous, and so much is put into it, so much physically and so much heart and stuff. It sucks to lose it last minute. So I'm excited. I'm ready.
Right, we are. I'm looking forward to it, and yeah, thank you for coming on with us today. You have any final words for your fans, followers, friends?
That
watching?
sounds dark and ominous. Don't say you have any final words.
Any final words?
You got any last words before this fight?
Thank you to all my friends and family who support me. Thank you, God. Wouldn't be able to do it without you. And my gym family and my family at home. And yep, that's about all. I'm a terrible speaker. I have more anxiety about speaking on camera than I do going into the ring. I swear.
Trust me, on some of these interviews, you'll see like these absolute savages, badass fighters. As soon as we hit record, they're like a deer in the headlights. I'm talking to you, Bobby Johnson.
Yeah, Bobby Johnson's the worst.
Yeah, I have less nerves on fight day than I do videoing anything.
You could
Well,
drop
I think
Bobby,
you've done a hell of a
you
job.
drop Bobby
Honestly.
off
It's been
and
nice getting to know you, and
Well,
I'm
thank
looking
you.
forward to seeing you compete.
All right, look forward to being there. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Kelsey.
All right.